Welcome to episode 3 of Control Substance. And today I want to share an insight that I've had after I realized that I basically do too much as a founder. And as a solo founder, and I'm sure you can relate if you're a solo founder, if you have no team, maybe you have a small team like I do, but we basically do everything and anything. Even if you have a small team, then you need to oversee that team, you need to approve stuff, you need to have team calls. And the more the business grows, the more things we need to do. And the more things we need to do, the less time, energy, and mental capacity we have to think big picture. And that big picture thinking was what created that business in the first place, because we had the time to go deeper and think about the problem in the market and how we can solve it better than anyone else, and coming up with market research and speaking to potential customers, et cetera, et cetera. But then the more the business grows, the less time and energy we have to think big picture. So then it essentially slows down our progress because we don't create anything that's truly exponential. We're just focused on doing things because we need them done today and tomorrow. So I decided to carve some time in my calendar where I don't do anything. And I will work on my business, but I will have white space to think big picture. At first, I only blocked this time to think big picture, but then I thought, okay, what does it actually mean? Like what do I do when I think big picture? And to me at that time was thinking and planning, how can we create or how can we get better at the things that we do? So for example, instead of writing more emails, how can I take the time and plan and think, how can we create a system that will 10x our email sales? How can I go deeper into our funnels and our offers and our customer persona and just get better at those things? And then these serve as assets that we have for the brand that will compound now, but then even more a month from now and maybe years from now. And when I did it, I had two options. I could use this time to learn how to get better, to watch YouTube videos, maybe buying a course, maybe looking at Twitter. But I decided to go and speak to the people who have already figured it out. I just messaged a few people that I know. I had a relationship with them and they helped me. Sometimes they referred me to a different person. Sometimes they gave me advice. Sometimes they just look at our stuff and then gave us some advice. Maybe we jump on a call. And the speed where I was able to solve that thing and get better at that thing was extremely quick. Now that makes sense, right? I mean, you don't need to tell me, you don't need me to tell you that your network is your net worth and you better not do everything by yourself. But the main insight that I've had was that all of these relationships were built months and years ahead of the time where I actually needed something from them. And that is why the moment I reached out to them, they were so happy to help, because we already had a relationship that was non-transactional, that was not based of you pay me and I do this, or we had a contract or whatever. We just had a genuine relationship. And when I needed something, then they were the first ones to reply and really help me, which showed me that when I have a network, then I also have access to their network and they can refer me to other people who can refer me to other people, et cetera, et cetera. So the insight was that the best time to build relationships is before you actually need them. Because when you desperately need something, when you need to get something out of that person, people can feel it. People can feel the urgency, and it spills over to a point where people just back off because they understand that what you need from that, you just connect with them to extract something out of them. So if you know and you believe that relationships could help you progress way faster, then building those relationships now is the way to go. Now, I'll give you an example. So we had an influencer who ended up driving high 5 figures in sales for our brand. And his first post was in January, which for our niche, sleep supplements, is the best month of the year. Now, his post, his first post, came 5 or 6 weeks after we created that relationship, after we reached out to him and offered to try our product. If we were in a rush to get him to post in January, we wouldn't be able to do so. And that is why. I'll give you an example from that relationship and every relationship that we have in an influencer. When we offer to try a product, some influencers ask, what do you expect in return? And we immediately reply with, we don't expect anything in return. We just want your feedback. And that is not the reply that they expect to get, because many brands just, when influencers ask them, what do you expect in return? They just jump on the opportunity and they try to extract something out of it. They try to get something out of it. Now, because we build it in an authentic way, we know what to say, we know what not to say. We have a system, we have a funnel that basically has all the scripts and the templates after doing this for years with tens of thousands of influencers. And it was developed because we realized what are the things that actually work. When you create these relationships at scale, you have a system that creates it at scale, but you build it in an authentic way. Now, if we were to build this relationship in January because we wanted to seize the opportunity, January opportunity, then likely our response would have been, oh, we'd love for you to post about it if you like our product, as an example. And if we were to reply with that response, we probably wouldn't get the result that we got. We wouldn't have got the first post, and then the second one, the third one, and high five figures in sales were not being created. Because if we were to respond just like every other brand responds when they asked these questions, then we would have got the same response that most brands are getting. We would either get the I only do paid promotions kind of response, or they just ignore or ghost us. And that's the same thing when you build any other relationship with any other person. When you communicate in an authentic way, even if you know that at the end of the day, at the end of the road, you could create a relationship that will add value to both of you, you know that you need to build that relationship in a non-transactional way first. Because these are the relationships that actually make people want to help each other, want to collaborate together, want to help you when you need it, when you can help them. And again, adding value. I mean, our affiliate partnerships, if we were to offer any influencer our offer right off the bat, they would all ignore it. They would all refuse to take it. And if you had this experience with influencers where you offer them, you reach out and you offer them to promote your product for a commission, yes, it's a win-win partnership, but then essentially they take all the risk and now you're a stranger with a product that they've never heard of, and now you ask them to take the risk for you. That is why building that relationship in an authentic way first, in a non-transactional way first, not with an affiliate offer, not with a paid promotion, not with any of that, but just like, hey, try our product, that's it. And now you know what to say and what not to say, so you build that relationship, you build these relationships systematically and at scale so that eventually you both want to collaborate together. Because you've created this authentic, non-transactional relationship first, so now it makes more sense and it's easier for both sides. And as a natural introvert, to me, building relationships is not as easy as it is for people who are natural extroverts. So when I realized that I need more relationships. So for example, when I first reached out to influencers one by one, at first it wasn't as easy because again, it's about building relationships and it's not something that I was super comfortable with at the time. So I did what I did best, which was to build a system. And I built a system that basically took the things that worked when I built relationships myself and removed the things that did not work and created a protocol that anyone can replicate and was already replicated by my VAs, now with AI and with so many other brands. So I already built that system, and now I decided to take the same approach and build systems for relationship building in other areas. So one example is I joined a mastermind group, And that mastermind group has regular meetings and they have a regular structure for these meetings. So now I don't need to think too much about when would I meet new people and how would I connect and what would I say and do I want to go, do I not want to go, like what's going to happen. I have a structure for it, I have a system for it, so now it's done. And it's the same thing for any type of relationship that you want to build. But then again, you want to build these relationships. And I see this mistake so often with founders. They build relationships when they desperately need something. They build relationships when they need sales right now, when they need a referral right now, when they need help right now. But again, the best time to build relationships is before you actually need them, because you're in a much lower position when you desperately need something or when you really need something, because you can't fake it for too long before people can see what you're up to, before people can see why you even engage with them in the first place. And this is where people back off.